Are we on? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Microphone check. Lights. Cameras. Hit me. This is swanky. This is lifestyle. This is culture. Welcome to the social center of everything culture. Culture Daily.
And that's how Iya will bring us to a very sober moment on the show this morning. Welcome back on Culture Daily's Big Convo. Don't forget, we're live in the UK on Channel 7, courtesy Sky 181, plus also on plus 89.9 FM right here in Ghana. And on your screens, we are on 3 Music TV. And those were classic bangers you just heard in the background or on the screen as well. There's more music to come on the channel and on the stations as well. So make sure you are stuck on your official #1 music stations, plus 89.9 FM, and also on 3 Music TV. And while the long-awaited Untamed event is here as well, Tunnel Lounge presents to you an amazing experience with the socialites Ahuma. Is it Dake or Dick? Dake. Another great influencers dubbed an Untamed all-black party with Ahuma. Now, it's on Saturday in November 11th. You can't miss it tomorrow as well. On Saturday, 2 days from today. Tantalize your taste buds with a new world-class menu and cocktails that create memories. Red carpet experience, live music, piano activations. Reserve a table right now as I speak to you. Just go on WhatsApp or dial 0551 556 444. Did you catch it? 0551 556 444, or just go on to tunnellounge.com. You can get in touch with the team on there as well. And don't forget, so every time we eat, food and sugars get trapped between our teeth, leading to tooth decay, gum disease, and some cases foul breath. And brush your teeth every morning, and even with Pepsodent Cavity Fighter, it is fortified with pro-fluoride and microcalcium ingredients, and I dedicate that to cereal, sealing tiny and invincible holes in your teeth. Who's watching right about now? It prevents cavities and keeps your teeth stronger and your mouth very healthy. Well, I placed an order for a Bang & Olufsen, airports, if I can say that right, and they're dope. Yeah, they're dope. Listen, go cap them. There's some brand new ones in the market as well. Atlantic Towers, ground floor, Liberation Road. You find it on there. Bang & Olufsen celebrating the gift of music. They've got brand new products there. Go and furnish yourself with some and feel part of the status. You get it. All right. With that out of the way now, the man is live in the building. Now, this man, let me tell you what. This man, right? It's taken about 2 weeks to get him here, of constant convincing to pull him into the studio. Like, we've been talking about this, and he doesn't show face. The only time you see this man is either on an aircraft or you see him behind his PC on a stage. And those are the only 2 times you see him. No other place. Or probably you see, even if it's in the club, it's behind his PC. I don't know, at home. He doesn't post pictures of him at home. No, he doesn't do any of those things. You see him only 2 places. And now we've managed to squeeze him here and bring him here to see him at 3 places now inside our studios. And the 2 other places. Make some noise for my man DJ Mensor live in the studio. Yeah. DJ Mensor.
Yes, sir.
Charlie, the things plenty. I mean, look, there are a lot of things to catch up on. It's been hard thinking the journeys, the places, the travels, the experiences, the plays, the industry issues, the challenges, creating the Mensah brand. Charlie, the things plenty. Listen, you can be part of the conversation as well when we open the phone lines, or you can jump on our socials and let's talk on there. Mensah is here with us, and I know there's a lot to talk about. DJ Mensor, since we have you for the next 55 minutes, let me
that long.
Yeah, that
relatively short.
I don't think there's. So I have so much, to say about myself.
First of all, how was EDM? Let me just start on those sides.
EDM was good. It was very good. I mean, for a first-time festival.
Yeah.
I would say it was very good.
I mean, overall, as it met your expectations.
It did meet my expectation. I mean, one of the things I said I was going to do, majority of the things that we said we were going to do, we're able to do it. So, I know it would have been bigger if it wasn't the tour. If I wasn't on tour, I would have pushed more than we did.
Yeah, the tour is another conversation that you see he's touched on the tour as well. But let's drill down to EDM, and I mean you are still into like nightclub activations, parties, in smaller venues. What pushed you guys into wanting to create this experience, with EDM and much larger numbers and all?
I mean, festivals. If you know about Party in the Park, I mean, we've been trying to bring We've been trying to bring it to Ghana for some time now. So I mean, the concept is not the same if you bring it to Ghana. So the team and I decided that why don't we do something in Ghana, something different from Party in the Park, so the Party in the Park can come back anytime in the year or when we decide to do it. So the concept, I think it was about 6 years ago when the concept came to me. We started, putting things together. So it's actually been 6 years of planning. Did
you ever feel that it might sit into, there are a lot of outdoor raves like this now, and did you feel that it might be challenged in any way with attending concepts, and all that, because there's been Afro Nation and all the other ones?
I expected it. I mean, if I wanted the easy way out, I would have done it in December, because that's a given. We would have just gotten those numbers, because December we already have the diasporas coming down and everything. But one thing I've been saying, that Ghana is booming right now when it comes to tourism and everything, when it comes to events. Why are we waiting till December to bring out all these events? 2 weeks, it's hardly for you to get like even 1 month of things to do. It's just back to back in like 2 weeks, from like the 18th to
all the way to the end of the month.
So I mean, it was a big challenge to start in October to do something for summer, just like we did in Easter. So we realized that Easter was also free, and then the team and I decided, why don't we activate Easter to also make it like December for people to come? I mean, you're going to see, we did some activations, we brought composers to Polo Beach, and the numbers were overwhelming. So next year, we know that it's going to be bigger than what it was.
Crazy.
So it was done. We have to be intentional about these things, you understand? That is why I started in October. I mean, it was going to be difficult. I knew the numbers were going to be challenging, but again, the concept was different. We wanted people to come out for a reason, not just for the performances, but for the food, for the drinks, all the activities that we have. Like, we gave people reason to be there and not go home or wait for an artist. I mean, one question that I keep getting, who's going to headline and because people are used to...
Wasn't about headlining.
No, I don't think I'm ever going to mention headline when it comes to the EDM festival. We're just going to keep it like that. And one of the things that we will not, even Sark, we didn't mention him. You understand?
Yeah.
These are some of the surprises we are always going to pull when it comes to Eat Drink Music Festival.
You have been one of the pioneers of this whole December in Ghana. I mean, you guys started doing this thing from like way back.
All white parties
and all. Did you ever, first off, let me say, did you ever think, what made you guys feel, and when I say you guys, everybody else who was involved in the culture of bringing people into Ghana and making noise about it, not necessarily even focusing on only Ghanaians here, but the diaspora, what informed you guys on a business opportunity in this space in December? Because it is on this that we've built this December in Ghana thing.
I mean that question, I would like you to hold on to it and ask Dennis if you see him. Because I joined later, I was surprised when Aphrodisiac Days, and these guys will come to town.
Mensah, you now mentioned
and then take over the city. No promo, nothing. You only see people that have come to town and taken over the city. So, I mean, confidence, and I will talk about it. Who are these guys? So we started, they were booking the clubs, and then during the night, they will book me to play. So I sat back and I realized that when they come, the locals don't even come out. There was a missing link. And that was when I joined. I called Dennis and I said, Dennis, there's a missing link between the foreigners and then the locals that come out. I mean, when you guys are not here. So that was when I joined to make that thing happen. I mean, it's a beautiful thing that they had. I just thought we couldn't beat them. We didn't see events in December the promos. It was just easy, not like everybody's doing now, because the last party is where you mention your next party. you know, and then when you get there, it's a full house, about 2,000 people. There was no the pool parties, all these things, you know, before we started teaming them up, the drip glow in the dark party, the all black and all white and all these parties.
In theming these parties and these names you've just mentioned now, is there a trick to these names and how it pulls the audiences? You know, because I mean, you have all white, you have all black, you have this, or it's just a matter of what you feel and what name you should put to it.
I mean, that's naming is one big thing that we always go through. It's the concept. You first of all have to think about the concept you want to do and what will let people come. I mean, it's not. We've tried some other events, wear something red, and it didn't happen. I mean, those days that Vodafone was on, we wanted the color team to go, so we say wear something red and all of that. So those ones didn't stay. The moment the sponsor goes off, you are not able to die. So now, I mean, when we are coming up to the team, we come up with teams that will stay for like a very long time, not created for a sponsor or anything like that.
Let's roll back to the making of Mensah. We'll come back to all these events. Like, since you mentioned Afro and all, I want us to drill this back from way back. Today we need to understand how this brand has been created to where it is now. Where did this journey start for you?
I mean, it started right after secondary school, I would say. My love for entertainment was crazy. I love music. So right after school, I'm like, I want to be a DJ. Where can I start? No DJ school. You know, the DJs that had big names didn't even have equipment themselves for you to go and, under train or anything like that. So there was a guy. Shout out to you, Nanafo. He had equipment. He loved parties, so he would set it up. Almost every other weekend, one of his friends was throwing a party. So that was when I was like, oh, I can play. I'm a DJ. I didn't know anything. So my brother and I will go. My brother will drive, and then we'll go and set up. If the party is at 12, I go, say, around 7. But I even though I'd not touched the equipment before, I used to mix in my head. Like when I listen to radio or I'll go to the clubs and I hear anything, I'm like, I can mix better than this, or I can play. I'd not touched the equipment before, but I'll go in early, set up, and start practicing. Wow. 3, 4, 5 hours. So, and I'm still very short. I mean, some of the time, the DJ booth that I get, I can't even see the people and all of that. But it was just my love for it. And so I started getting better from each party. It was almost every other weekend. I don't know how he was getting the gigs. And that's why I stayed on the road. I mean, I'm not going to shy away from the fact that I was playing funerals for 3 days. I'll be staying in the car, changing, all of that. Yeah, you have to play the Friday night, the main funeral, and the Thanksgiving after. We've gone to villages. I did Agro when Agro started with David Donto. Wow. I was the DJ. I was the main DJ for Agro. So we were, and Agro, we were traveling to different villages. So I mean, some of the Gen Zs that are coming up only see me with sack and they think that, oh, this guy is lucky. He's traveling to the States and other countries, thinking that I didn't. I have done it. Charlie, you go and speaker will come out of the car, hits you, you get up and you fix yourself. Yeah. So
how did this happen with you and Sark? How did that collaboration happen? Or prior to that, were you playing for another person?
No, I was not. I think Sark actually made it official for artists to work with DJs. I was a big fan. I mean, I'm still a big fan when it comes to Sark. So, and my name was buzzing at, 4 sites. So I wasn't in Accra. I was only doing fights for Sark. Like, people was like, oh no, this Sark is, this guy is better. When Sark came out, and then you only had mixtapes. Sark had like mixtape for like 6 months and playing shows. Everywhere I stood, I'll be talking for this guy. And then when he even brought his album out, I didn't know who produced. I think it was later that I found his number, and I'm like, you know what? The mix that you have with your album is bad. I found his number and I called him. I think that was the first time I spoke to him.
Was it for Mache?
Mache.
Good.
So I said, listen, you're a good guy. You are really good. But the album that you have out there, the mix is not good. Go back to the studio and rework on it. So they actually did that. And then I think that Foresight, we had a pool party in Akosombo, me, Niayi. I think you were there a long time. That was the first time. And then it wasn't one of the big ones that we had. So we decided, some of us decided to sleep. Niayi said, nah, I'm going to drive to Accra. It's like there are parties in Accra for me to stay. And it was late. I hate driving late. And then when he said he was going, this guy also said, everybody started parking. And then we all hit the road. I'm like, we are going in a convoy, then it's okay. I'll drive. Just about 15, 20 minutes to Accra, Costa Brown called and said, where are you? I said, I'm coming from Akosombo. He said, we need a DJ. Our DJ didn't turn up to an event. I mean, we've been calling his phone and everything. He said, I need you to play for SAC. Because I knew Costa from my school, Tema Secondary School. So he said, SAC.
So Costa Brown was our former... board chairman for 3 Music Awards.
Okay, he was here. Okay. Yeah. So when he called, I'm like, where are you? It's a conference center. I said, I'm on my way. And then when I got there, it was about 5 minutes to get on stage. So just when I was walking to SAC to talk to him about the songs that he was going to do and everything, the producer came out, guys, it's time to go and everything.
Oh my God.
With no practice, nothing. So that was when I told SAC, just go with what I play. I know your songs back to back like that. So let me take the lead. Without any rehearsal, we just went and then we performed like we've been rehearsing the whole time. So that's how it started. Yes.
And that's it.
That's it.
You understand his music flow. Like, how does it work with the two of you? Do you now have to go through your track list, or you go with the DJ Mensah guts?
It's hard for me to put a track list together. Sometimes we do. I'm not going to lie, we do sometimes. But when I get there and I see what is happening, I jump. So every time when it comes to like Frapaholic, for instance, and the effect guys, the lighting guys are asking me for like how it's going to follow. I'm like, you just know the songs. Be ready for it when I go, because I can jump the list. I can bring the first list to the end. You know, I when I'm on stage, it's different. I've done that with R2Bs. I remember we did track listing of when they were releasing one of their albums. I was their main DJ at that time as well. I was playing for them that night. And the first song that they were supposed to perform, just about when we were getting on, I'm like, you know what? I'm taking the first song to the last. They didn't understand. I'm like, you go with it. And it became one of their big songs. Give us
some memories on some of these. Okay, we can just start off with the most recent, with the Jams tour as well, and your experience on there. How has it been like, you know, crowd, audience reactions? I mean, because you're at a point where when DJ Mensah mounts the stage, everybody's excited. You know, all he has to do is just play his line at DJ Mensah.
Before you go to Jams tour, I think...
Let's go back in.
Let's do Global Citizen. I think that was one of the...
craziest
sets.
Yeah.
You know, especially with what you did with the live instrumentation of oh man, I just had a big the part where Sark was doing
is it original?
The original, right?
No, Illuminati.
It was a transition from a particular song to Countryside.
Oh,
there was like a brief pause, and then Sark was like,
that's Illuminati.
Before we got to Countryside, because next thing you know, there's a pom, like we're just jamming, and then and that was like, I think that was different from
there's a funny story to the Global Citizen performance. I mean, when we travel, that's the performance everyone talks about. So we travel with the band, his main band, and then we were expecting them to come, because this is a band character. This is a band that we've been playing with for like a very long time. You know, 4 days to go, some of them decided to stay back because they were in the US, like to stay back and then come later. And then I think I called Angel and I said, no, this stage is so big for us to just do a DJ set. We need a whole live band. So he was like, can you find one? I'm like, yeah, I can find one, but it's difficult to get them ready unless we do
with 4 days
overnight
to go.
With 4 days to go. So I called Kwame plays for Kobna. I love that band. I mean, I've never
Kobna's band.
So Kobna's band.
Okay.
I think they don't even have a name.
They don't have a name, yeah.
So I even came with a name for them. There's a name for them. We came up with a very funny name for them. So, bro, I'm telling you, so out of the 4 days, I used 1 day to convince this guy, because they knew that it would be difficult for them to be ready.
And it took me 2 weeks to bring him here.
So, bro, overnight, we were in the studio over like we playing, because I know exactly how some of the kicks are and all of that.
Right.
Some people like just knew some way band. Thank you.
Some way band.
That's how we named it. Some way band. So when I asked their name, they were like, "Oh, we don't have a name, but we play together." I'm like, "Okay, then you guys are some way band." So that's how it started. And bro, trust me, with what you saw, that was a 3 days performance.
Yo.
Is there an arrangement, an agreed arrangement?
There's no
that
agreed
you
arrangement.
and Sarkodie do? I'm asking because I saw Olele's tweets after his performance.
Yeah,
on
I was
at Tidal Rave, where he was asking whether the arrangement had been changed, because in our minds, there are certain songs that follow right after other songs.
Yeah, I noticed the Tidal Rave set, there was if not 2 or 1 song included to the set list, because it's become so obvious that people now predict Sarkodie's set list. They know that when he comes, so he's either performing the anthem or he's performing
Countryside.
Not Countryside. There's a particular song he enters with where he's rapping like aggressively. He takes a pause.
Which
and
one?
Then
Obede, number 1.
No, that's the original. But there's a particular song, a rap song that he raps. Sack Nation, please forgive me. I'm on stage, so I've forgotten the name. But there have been times where I've seen Sack enter and he's rapping aggressively. So I think it's off the No Pressure album. It's No Pressure. It's off the No Pressure album, right? But with the Tidal Rave, I noticed that there were a few switches to the set list. So I was like, has Sack changed the arrangements, because I pay attention to that a lot, and I noticed that people also pay attention, especially the Sack Nation. They pay attention to how Sack, and some have even asked that he should do other songs. Yeah. So I was just curious to find out if
with
decision.
the other song, I'll touch on the other songs first. I mean, people like to push other songs, but with Sack, he has a very tall list. There are some songs that are not meant to be played on radio. There are some songs that are not meant to perform. It won't come out right.
Okay.
Sack is very particular about how he will look, the way he will even look, on stage and everything. He's very particular about all those things. But when it comes to the performance, there are few. I mean, going back to your question, we play with emotions. All right.
Okay.
We never let his hip hop side go away. That's why you always see the aggressiveness when it comes, just to touch that. This is the best hip hop king in Africa. You cannot play with that fact.
Right.
And then we go and let you know that, he has his love side. He's a family man, and you can tell that. Just to touch on the old people as well, to know about the love side. He rap, with something like a Merry album. Then we come to the sing-alongs. I mean, the jams and everything. Then we let you switch and know that, listen, all these commercials that all these artists are doing, he can be a hip hop artist and still do commercial songs.
So that's why Pizza and Beggar cannot be removed.
Nah, we will not. That's you see, for a song like Pizza and Beggar, it's his definition on stage.
That's right.
It gives you what he really stands for.
That's right.
The style of rap and everything. So some of the songs are there for a reason.
Okay.
That's why we never touch them. About the Tidal Rave performance, I think what happened? we had our own set. There were too many artists backstage. We knew it was getting late. So when I got on, I told them that I don't know what kind of contract that you have signed and everything, but I'm going to do 15 minutes. Okay. When I told the producer, I was like, "Kai, just gyro off now, dude. You guys should not perform 15 minutes." And I insisted. And then I think that Angel wanted a different song.
Just a quick one. Married to the Game is the song I was looking for.
Okay.
That's a song that he often enters the stage with. Yeah. So please just go ahead.
We've gone through different intros.
Yeah.
It's with time.
But recently they've noticed that
with the Jam Tour, that's what the intro that we've been using so far.
So now that you explain, I understand the part of the hip hop, reminding people that look, I'm still good at what I do, and then try.
These are a little secret that we're supposed to keep, because we don't want.
It's a big conversation. Positi has already been here to spill one secret about the making of RNS.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We had access to see data, how the song, So it's good. But like you're saying, with the back end at the Tidal Rave.
So when I saw what was happening, I told them we're going to do 15 minutes. Nobody believed me. So Angel came and he was like, "Oh, Sack wants you to change the opening," and I'm like, "No." He should come on and follow what I'm going to do.
You are the choir master.
There's no time. So
how does it work like that between you guys, like in terms of what you wish to do?
I think that will work for a long time for him to trust me when I say let it go. I'll do it this way. Okay. You understand? So with what I had, nobody even knew what I was going to do. I picked the route of sing-alongs for the crowd to perform instead of Sark performing. Right. So I was just dropping bangers and hooks. Right. If you took notice of that. Right. And we didn't leave the dancers part. I mean, that's where you said you heard new, you know, so that's the whole idea of what we did at Tidal Rave. Short 15 minutes performance. It was so good. I mean, the producer came back and said, drop Countryside. I'm not playing. Have you seen the artists? So many artists at the back. He was literally begging, so I had to fix my chord again just to do the Countryside. Even that one, I just did the hook for him to finish. Oh, so Countryside.
So that's a very powerful guy.
Yeah, I mean, and bro, I appreciate your work so much because I see what you're doing. You are considering a lot of things. You're not just considering your work as a DJ. You are considering the artists you're working with, and you're also considering the demographics you find yourself in. Because all the time. You go on the stage, you see the crowd. Immediately, you should see. Okay, if originally we were supposed to do set list A, I need to do a number of changes on site to fit the energy of the crowd. Because
100%.
Another thing I was going to ask you is even the timing of your set. So this is like after 1 a.m.
People are tired. They've been standing.
That's where the professionalism comes in. Because about it. Again, I do events. People are tired around that time. No matter how you want to say, they are tired. That first energy they brought in is gone. DJs have been on, played the songs that the artists are coming to play. What are you going to show them? So, and it's not your main show. So, I mean, if I saw whatever contract that was signed and I see 45 minutes. I mean, sometimes Angel call me and say, oh, we're doing full set. Maybe we're going to a corporate event and say, we're doing full set. I'm like, no, we don't need to do a full set. We've been to places that they tell us, do one song. And we do one song and go. But come back to Rapaholic and tell people to do one song. No, I'm not going to leave my house and come and do one song. I have a new single. I have to promote that one as well. But this is someone's show. I mean, if you're coming on board as to help, whatever, you know, exchange of support or whatever, and the person says, do one song, or the way we want to create the experiences, if you have to come on and do one song, just do that and leave. I mean, some of these things, we have come a long way. They've listened to the songs. They were listening to the song that you are coming to perform in the car. You're not going to show them anything new. If it's your main show, then you create experiences for them.
Right.
You know.
But have there been times when you guys... Sorry, Lenny, you can go. Ladies first.
Yes. With everything he said, I mean, we can tell that you and Sarkodie have a really, really good relationship. But I'll also like to have us move away from, you know, the DJ Mensah Sarkodie relationship and then just look at DJ Mensah, because you've managed to create a name for yourself, right? How have you done that so that then when we think of DJ Mensah, we can think of DJ Mensah.
Because there is a brand DJ Mensah.
Exactly, exclusively, you know.
I said when the guy comes on and just opens his laptop and his name shows there, then people are excited. I mean, that's how far it's gotten to.
And it's a really big deal. And I can say that, I mean, he's one of the DJs in Ghana who have been able to, you know, play for years and years and still been really active and relevant in business.
Good question. I've had a crazy year. So right after December in Ghana, I had my finals because I was in
Masters,
UPSA.
Congratulations,
my masters. You know, some of these things. Thank you very much.
Masters in brands and communication. Masters in brands and communication.
I'm trying small.
Come on now.
Just after that, the DJ Mensah Foundation refurbished a library in Central Region. There is it Ayesu Oya Basic School.
You have political ambitions as well?
No, at all.
Because you know you've been doing the foundation. You've been doing stuff for a while now.
Yeah, for a while now. You know, when we started from, you know, about 5-6 years ago when we went to the Boston home, you were the MC.
I remember.
So I always give back.
Political man, he's coming. You are calling me ancestor. What about him?
You know, and we did I did the jump store with Sarkodie, 11 cities in the States. I missed the Europe one because I was writing my exams. Started new Friday night in Soho. You know, it used to be a moving pic. So it's a more matured ravers, people like us, the old schools that we are not enjoying anymore. That's the only place. You can't go to all these places and all you'll be hearing is a piano. No, we don't do that on a Friday night. So if you want good time, you know, from you know, the 90s, 80s.
Yeah.
You know where to come. We gave birth to the new festival, as we spoke about, Live Connect, where I bring in artists to perform to an intimate.
Who's thinking all these things with you, or who's guiding you on these brand journeys, like in birthing new experiences?
I'm looking for a manager, so if you are interested,
Fully apply.
You call me a manager.
Crazy.
But that is one thing I keep telling people. I need a manager myself. I mean, it's really hard. I just have a team that kind of like understand when I want something.
Yeah.
So if I tell K do this, they know what to do. If I tell I have about 6 graphic designers, they are all not the same.
Okay.
You know, I have about 4 videographers, and what I decide to shoot is what I pick them. So I have a team. I'll say I have a solid team behind me. That, I mean, we will not say we're the best when it comes to these things, but just because of my guidance, and I know what to get. So
you mentioned that you're writing exams. So in your absence on the, you know, as Sarkodie's official DJ, how does it work? You know, do you send them?
You send one of your boys.
bro,
or you send anything to use, maybe a mix to use, or
it's playing for SAC. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard. Like I don't know what happens to the DJs. I don't know what to say, but every time they go with someone that I've sent, I sit down, train them, tell them where to pause and bro. Like you know, Angel, Angel when he comes back. Start blasting, firing. I have never given them any DJ that they don't come and complain. So with the Europe tour, good thing was that K-Crack was there.
Okay.
I gave him, K-Crack was leaving, I think the next day. He came to my house at 1 a.m. to take the list, all the songs, the performance list. And I told him like what to do. I think because Angel proposed K-Crack, he never came back to say anything. So as of now, I know that with that, probably that's why he never came back to say anything. But yeah, I mean, all the DJs that they tried, I think they shake when knowing that they are playing for something.
These are top
DJs.
It also makes sense, right? Because then someone has been doing it for so long, you feel like you can't be able to fill those shoes. The shoes are probably too big. So
but do you think that the shoes that you've actually put there are huge for anybody?
It is huge. It is huge. I know playing for someone like Sak, it's not easy. I'm not even gonna lie. You know, he's so good. I mean, sometimes we make mistakes. I'm not even gonna lie. But you never even see. He's so professional with that.
But I was gonna ask you, maybe there have been times where you guys have rehearsed a track list, and even though sometimes maybe spontaneous, has there been a time where you placed something you could tell that
straight.
He wasn't feeling it?
Yeah, straight. I would know. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes he would just stand and watch me. That's something that he's telling me something, but you wouldn't know. You understand?
But you get a message.
I get a message. Sometimes he'll just maybe raise his hand or something like that. I'll just get a message. So.
Has there ever been a technical challenge on stage with Sak?
Yeah, so many times.
Wow.
So many
like
times.
You are performing and your deck go off something.
Yeah, so many times. I mean, one, it happened in Tema. Don't know what happened to the mic. None of the mics
were working.
Switch, so again, I chose that same route where I started doing bangers, and he was on stage and he was just pointing to the crowd, and he will point to this side for like about 15 minutes.
And you were trying
to buy time to fix
the mic.
Yo! Shout out to
and
the team.
we went on for like 15 minutes. So again, if you had a set list and you don't know what you're about, you wouldn't even know where to jump, which songs to even pick. And then one time, I think the first Rapaholic that we did in Kumasi, the same thing. Just when I had gone on stage, for him to come out, Sak got sick right there.
Whoa.
He couldn't even get up. I've said this story before on my Facebook, so I'm gonna say it again. So again, someone came to tell me that he can't get up. He's praying with his family. I think it was, we believe it was an attack or something. Wow. So I started jamming the crowd. Trig will tell you this story. Trig was there. He has a funny way of saying that story. So yeah, I started jamming, and then they were like, oh, he's ready now. Just when he was about to come on my laptop, MacBook, tell me how MacBook can shut down. It shut down, and for the first time, it took about another 20 minutes for my laptop to switch on.
Wait.
There was a line like that going all the way down, and it went off. Funny, it's never happened before. So we went on. This was serious. I sometimes we joke about this, but this one, bro. We were on stage. We did what we have to do. By the time we were done, it was just left with one light. The lights went off. All the lights on stage were off. It was just one light that he was done. Now you couldn't even move because that was the only light to finish the show with. Yeah.
Yo, y'all been through a lot.
Nah, we have been.
Talking about being through a lot. Now, this is one area that even though I may be privy to just touch on is moving on these tours and the preparations on these tours that you have to move. How is it like? One city to the next, travels. I mean, recently he shared his frustrations on a flight. But when it comes to you, here, focusing on you, you are working with one of Ghana's or arguably Ghana's best rapper. And you are also a DJ Mensah brand, getting your gigs plus your events and stuff you're moving. As I'm talking to you, I'll say that he's supposed to leave for Jamaica.
Please,
I'm sending business. That's all too quiet. So, and you know, it's one city to the next, connecting flights, packing your bags, coordinating EDM back home. Let's have an understanding of the chaos at the back end there, Mensah.
That's some of these things that it's crazy. So the challenge that I had with EDM, it was crazy because you're waking up. You need to wake up at Ghana time, and every city that we were going had different times. Some are 4 hours, some are 6 hours. You go to LA and it's about 8, 9 hours for you to get these guys to even wake up and go and do some of the things that they're supposed to do, bro. It's not easy. You have to set alarm to be on Ghana time. So all the 4 months on tour, I was on Ghana time, switching around. Sometimes 3 days, 4 days. I haven't had like a good sleep. Again, you are pulling your back. You know how these things are. We've done it in Europe. You as soon as you wake up, you are going to the next gig. You have to go catch a flight. You have to go like 2-3 hours, sit at the airport, board a flight, and it's not easy. So that's why I'm so excited about the Eat Drink Music Festival, staying up. The only one time that I decided, like, listen, I have not really sleep, right? Like, I had a good sleep, so let me sleep for, like, I think that was the day that we were supposed to shoot the podcast. Sadiq was ready to come, Reggie Rockstone, and Black Water was shooting it. So I called the guy that was in charge, make sure everybody's there, call everybody, and I slept off. That day I drank my wine and I'm like, I'm going to have a good sleep. Till I woke up, Reggie, I've called more than 10 times. Sadiq, the same thing. So I called my guy and we were shooting at 12 and we only had like an hour to shoot the podcast. And it was about 12:30 and the guy that I asked to go wasn't even there. Just one time that I decided to sleep. Because usually I'll wake up, make sure that everybody's on the road and all of that. So it's not easy not being here, be on a tour and trying to do all these things at the same time. But hey, again, shout out to my team. They always make sure, we do and get it to be good. So
I wanna ask just a little bit on the brands and communications thing. One will wonder, you are DJ Mensah. You're making money. If you're not making money, you're playing for SAC. You are doing what your heart so desires. You wanted to do music. You are doing it. Why would you go back to school?
Why would I go back to school? I shared a story. So again, there's this guy in my area, William. Shout out to William. He will always make sure that I have my school side. No matter what I do, he knows. So the same way he pulled me to Accra Polytechnic, the same way he pulled me to Central University, the same way he made me go to Rabodef, is the same way he did with the masters as well. He came to
Rabodef?
Yeah, I went to Rabodef.
Oh, Tony.
Shout out to Tommy Anamfosa. Yes, Adam was actually, Adam was in my class.
Are you serious?
Wow.
We were in the same class.
Charlie Stories Day.
Stories Day.
I tell you.
Adam came, he didn't tell us.
A shock. He go Rabodef.
I'll pull him out.
Hey.
So it's the same way. And when this one too, he came, he was like, oh, I'm going to do my second master. This one is not hard. Let's go. He always does that. I'm like, at this time, bro. So that's how, it started. And I'm like, he said, yo, I wasn't even going to do it. He said, I bought you a forms. Send the money to my account. The fees, go and pay half. He would calculate it for me and go and pay half.
Hey,
Charlie, I started class.
But that's a good friend.
Wow.
So, yeah. And then I think that he was quite surprised when he saw me in class all the time. He is a busy guy as well, but he was hardly in class. But every time that he came, he would see me, and I was always on time because I live like 5 minutes away from the school.
Right.
So I was always in class, and it was 6 times in a week, from 5 p.m. to 8:30 every day.
Wow.
So
5 p.m. to 8:30.
Yeah.
For 1 year, 2 years.
A year.
A year.
It's a year. Cause
It's a time you need to rest and get ready for your nightlife.
I do my Friday night. The Saturday side.
Saturday, morning.
Yeah, but it's online, so that was what helped.
Right.
Yeah, and that was my favorite course as well. So I'm like, let me just jump. I always jump on it, and with brands and communication, it's not like you're hiding at the back of the class. This one, everybody, you get seen, you get called to answer something, and because it's in our area, it's already what I'm doing.
Yeah.
They always, tell me to say something
yeah.
that, because I am on the grounds and I know most of these
But what
things.
did you notice though in class? Like what you were being taught and what you actually experienced? Did you at some point admit that, Kamamba school yaka?
Yeah.
Maybe you're doing business on the wrong side of theory or...
No, I was actually happy about the fact that people can now do it professionally. If you are interested in it and you don't even know where to start, now you can go to school, because if you ask all of us, I think we all did it just by passion.
Yeah, by passion, yeah.
I mean, that's where I'll say it will start from. There's not much of it. But now you can go, and I hope they will have a degree of it, a degree of something like when it comes to the creative side and everything, for people to be able to learn and help with productions and all these things. Yeah.
Mensah, so you've played in different markets. I mean, Canada, Europe. I mean, you named them. You've been around there. Let's bring it to the opportunities available to us now in Ghana. You've identified you're moving hard in that space, but what is really available to us when you look at how the community there is interested in Ghanaian content, Ghanaian related events, because you're pulling off these events there. Only God knows what you're going to do in your next visit outside the country, but I want to ask you, what did they go do for that? But what are they, how is it like? What is available to us that maybe we're not really tapping into, that you've seen and you're engaging in there hard?
We need businessmen to come here. I mean, we need a businessman when it comes to where music is going right now. It's gone beyond being lucky and having your song everywhere. I don't know if you've tried posting a video or anything with someone's song on social media. Like the systems are blocking everything right now. You cannot even play a song on Facebook and it's for somebody and it plays for 1 minute. This is where we are going. So the marketing budget that we've always been talking about, this is the time that you have to start, applying them. I was talking to a record label that wanted to come because they didn't understand. They were seeing all these shows we were doing, and they were asking, how are we promoting it? How are we getting 1,000 and plus people to come out to these venues and everything?
Because it was crazy.
Yes, and we're telling them that, I mean, these are people that have been listening for like a long time, but we're going away from that thing. People are now not getting the first-hand music on radio like you used to, or you have to listen to somebody to play the new song. Everybody's a DJ now. They just have to put a headphone on their phones and start. So it's what the systems are going to feed you, is what you'll be listening to. And that's where we are behind. So if you find a song, Ghana song, going places, just like, Patapa or Kamido did, how are we going to have most of this song going through the systems? It's budget.
Yeah.
How much are we investing in our singles, our albums, and all of that to get the songs to go to places?
You play at events. Recently, DJ Ashwin was talking about how our music isn't jigging the audience like how it's supposed to. What is your take on that?
He's 100% right. Yes, we're making songs at these songs that people want to hear. I think that most people are trying to attack from the artist side, but I will attack it from the producer side.
Okay.
I think that productions and the kind of beat that is coming out now, the Afro beat that people are listening to, is changed. But Ghana is still behind what we used to play or used to listen to.
Interesting.
So I will attack it from the producer side, because most of these producers are still playing 3, 4, 5 years ago. It's changed. If you listen to what the Nigerians are doing and the South Africans are doing, those type of beats, it hasn't moved away from so much away from the old ones that you're playing, but the kicks are different. Is it what our producers are playing now?
So when it hits the clubs and you drop the Ghana song and you look at the audience and they're not moved, it's sitting on rhythm, it's sitting on drum pattern, it's sitting on lyrical content.
I think it will be the drum patterns. I mean, one time
Cyril said this thing sometime.
Yeah. It's the drum patterns. I one time I called MOG and I'm like, I think I wanted a beat from him. He played the beat and I couldn't hear those kicks in there. So I called him and I'm like, where are the kicks? He said, it's in there. And I'm like, why is it so down? Because I don't have to struggle to hear it. It's the kicks, it's the beat. You know, there are so many times. You know, you are a producer yourself. Sometimes the beat is already a hit before the lyrics even come.
Right.
So that's where I think we have to start attacking and stop attacking the DJs for not playing. Why would I not want to play a Ghana music that is everywhere or that people want to listen to?
So are you saying that? Okay.
I just wanted us to wheel back to. So if it's still on this, then you can ask because I was wheeling back to the investment conversation.
Okay. So I wanted to find out that. So how do we bridge the gap of allowing producers to be creative and perhaps catching up with the trends? Is it that we allow them to and then still maintain that line of reason like you're saying, or we just have to as users, you being a DJ, me being a lover of music and listening to them, or being a raver, I have to adapt to it? Because in other dispensations or in other markets, they are producing beats with less prominent or dominant kicks and it's still giving them the buzz. So I'm just playing the devil's advocate that maybe the producers also want to, be experimental. They want to try something new. They want to, move away from what was originally in vogue and be part of the trending conversation.
Has it worked?
Well, I mean, we will need some data to prove that.
What makes you, what stops you from being versatile? Try it. You've been playing this and it's not been working for some time. Why don't you bring one or two to test the market and see how it's gonna go?
So, as a DJ, when you hear a song before it blows, before it becomes a commercial hit, can you tell that this song will fly? This song will become a commercial hit?
It's hard for me to do that. I mean, sometimes Sak and I always laugh about the fact that every song you hear in the studio is a hit. Jay will tell you.
Obviously, that's why it's released.
So because the way you jump to it and everything, you bring it out. Sometimes the one that you don't even expect on the album, Nafa. So it's hard to say. It's hard. I remember in the US, we went to Jerry Wonder's studio.
Okay.
And before when you record and everything, and they are done with the mastering, before they play it to you, I think it's a tactics that they use. You, the artist, will sit down. They give you a chair to sit down. They dim the light in the studio. They bring your camera and the pictures because they want to get to your. When they play, Obe Freely by force, because the guys are getting up and hitting the wall and letting you know that this is a banger. You understand? Take it out there, and it's not the same. Yeah. So it's hard to say. Sometimes you hear it and you know that. When I heard Anajo with Kim Promise, I heard it, I'm like, nah, this is the song. And some Angel is very good with that. And I think it's one thing that he always tells Sak. He knows what will be.
So that means Pastor G was right when he says the reason why Sak is not able to release the songs he teases out is because of Angel. Why?
Yeah.
Like I want to understand how Angel has.
I have to listen to Posiji and then we'll use
like, so we asked him that. I mean, obviously, I'm sure you also fall on your lap. These are people who have worked with Sak over the years, and we were just echoing the thoughts of other Ghanaians or other lovers of Sak's music that Sak will come on Instagram Live, he will tease out a song,
and never drop it.
He will never drop it. I remember over the weekend, there was a thread that was being asked by a particular Twitter user to drop snippets of records that could be released. And most of the responses were Sak teasers. And the question I'm asking myself is, maybe DJ Mensor, from a DJ point of view, why are these songs not being released? Posiji says it's Angel. For you,
it's not Angel. It's not Angel. It's Sak used to just release.
Right.
He used to do that, but when the systems change, that it's become very difficult for him to do like how he used to, because now you have to send your song like a month for it to go to if you want to get the stream DSPs numbers and DSPs and everything. So I'm the last person to hear anything. I'm the last person to get it. You see how you guys download it? That's how I get it, because he knows that when I get it, I might leak it. He doesn't trust me on that side. He doesn't trust me when it comes to that side. So how you guys get it? That's how I get it. I download like everybody else. I don't get it from the raw source. I'm telling you.
That means it's between Sark and Angel. You need to get Angel into the studio.
Let's ask him.
You need to get Angel into the studio because clearly there's that.
What I wanted to ask about the investment bit, DJ Mensah, was why you think that some of these brands, or even very wealthy individuals, because we are told tales of how it's done in other countries where wealthy individuals see the potential in the industry and want to pump money into it. Why do you think it's not the case for Ghana? I
think if you ask me, I'll say it's data. We've not been. You go and talk to these businessmen and you don't have anything to show them. Where is the songs going to go? If I put in $500,000, how am I going to make it back? These are the questions because we don't have the systems. The second one, I would say, with artists being ungrateful, when you put in the money and you even try to help, do they appreciate you like that? After some few years, you haven't even recouped and they want to move to the next level or to be by themselves. So when we have these systems and we have strong contracts and everything, because why wouldn't I want to invest even myself? There's one thing I keep getting artists emails in my inbox. I want you to manage me. I will never touch any artist to work with because I've gone through as well, with the same thing. When they come, they are very calm, but then wait for them to hear their song on radio or hear them blow.
The stories change.
So it changed. So if I know any businessman that wants to put money, I mean, it hurts to say when it comes to an artist, I'll tell you come and invest in my events because that one is guaranteed. I will not waste your money.
Yeah.
At least I will give you the money.
Some good proceeds to get your money.
And it may not even take
if we do 2 or 3 of it, we'll build it.
3 years and you get your money when it comes to the event. So I'd rather let you invest there than invest in an artist. I'm sorry to say, but that's what we have and that's what we are dealing with.
And it's a Ghana thing.
I was going to ask. Is it a Ghana thing?
I don't think it's a Ghana thing. It's maybe African thing.
Okay.
Because the Nigerians have their stories as well.
Right.
If you remember the Wizkid story and all of that, they are there as well.
Talking about the African thing, right? With the permission, let me just tie this in.
Tie it in. I've been trying to find this video that I wanted to surprise him with, and I can't find it. Right?
So this morning, I think last night and this morning, the conversation has been about the leaders of the sound or leaders of Afrobeat sound being priced out of their markets. When I say their markets, the markets that make them, the African market, they're becoming too expensive to book, and so because of that, it's creating some type of gulf between what they have become, which is superstars, and what the market themselves need to enjoy from the products they've made. I don't know if I'm making sense.
You are.
Now, from where you sit, you're not just a DJ, you're an investor. Because now you run an event, an annual event and stuff like that. I'm sure, I don't know what kind of conversations led to the booking of the artists that came on EDM, but I also want to believe that goodwill played an important role in securing that, including that of J-Soul, right? How do we fix this? In the sense that
the artists
how do the artists see that? Listen,
there's value in this.
There's value in what we are trying to do, because Afrobeat to date has not really benefited the African music ecosystem. It's like what Ghana is doing. We create, we export, and that's it. We don't import back, right? So as event organizers, as music stakeholders, and so on and so forth, how do we protect the live music concert industry? Because to get an artist to come on your stage, you are talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And the ecosystem is not making enough money for you to reinvest. I want to believe that EDM, with the money you guys are investing, you have not even broken even because it's your first year.
Not at all.
You get me? But next year you have to come back again because you had a fantastic show. It's a fantastic
first expectation from the consumer.
Expectation from the consumer to bring their favorite artist back on. But it's becoming very expensive to book the artist. So where do we go from there?
I mean, it's one of the things that took me a long time to do. The festival. That's why I'm staying away. I'm not even going to lie about the fact that Minisika, that to give the artist. That's why I'm not going to do no headlines.
Right.
That is why I'm choosing that route because.
The headline alone comes with the budget.
That alone is a budget.
It's crazy because again, I don't know. Is it whether it's from the artist or it's from the managers? But it's a big topic. It's a big conversation. I've seen the tweets. It's a big conversation for us to have, because again, it's Africa. They are overcharged. Like the pricing they are mentioning, if you sell out the auditorium 5-6 times, you will not be able to recoup the money. And that's how the business is supposed to. You always have to look at it like without any help, the event should be able to go on.
That's right.
There are people that have lost their houses and relationship broken over events. And that's why you have like 3 Ghanaians always coming back to do events. And very soon, these 2-3 Ghanaians in the UK, the promoters in the UK, will stop doing it as well. Because they are trying to push the Ghana agenda thing, and it's getting them broke. You understand? Some are driving Ubers when the show is over. You understand? After putting all that together, you are taking an artist, they want their full entourage to come. They want... they are overcharging you. Again, if you sell there's no way you make the money. Artists are charging 400,000, 500,000.
Even for one person, right?
For one person in Africa, you understand. One thing that if you go to the States, the price that you get McMill for in the States is not the same thing when he's coming to Africa, because he knows he's going away.
Exactly.
You'll find McMill to come to a club or
for less
walk
than
through
$100,000.
About 20-30, they'll walk through 30 minutes.
Right.
You understand? But get him to come to Ghana, and the conversation will start from like maybe 250K or 300K because he's traveling. And that's not what we are doing here. We are charging the same Africans that are trying to get this Afrobeat. We are not there. We are not in the system.
Right.
So we are trying to figure ourselves out, and this is the price that you are hearing. Very soon we cannot, because even Ghana, you see how difficult it is to get sponsors to do shows.
Because even the sponsors are now backing out
because they know where they are putting. They know where they are putting their money now. And now, if they see how much the artists are charging, they put it, because again they want to help the creatives. But this is how much your own colleagues want to charge. So that's why I stay away from. Doing stuff with artists, because sometimes you have a beautiful event and you owe like EDM as much as we got the support and everything. Artist fees alone, so how will you be able to come back? As you said, how are we going to come back all the time? Unless we have someone's money sitting down, an investor knowing that. But again, if the investor, if let's say the investor has got like a full room of money, and every time Obano be bundle back at a certain time,
because you're not recouping,
that thing will also stop. So let's have these conversations. Let's start working on it. I stay away from these interviews and everything, but because some radio stations will sit down, make noise, music, and we'll come back the next month, the same thing. Where are the solutions? What are we doing? You know?
I mean, for me, I can feel the pain and the passion that's coming, because what we are looking at is, if we are not careful, we just may have this thing going extinct, because we don't have the resources to sustain it, we don't have the resources to control it even better, and we don't even have regulators. We've not been able to establish some kind of regulatory system that would protect the event organizer,
everybody's interest,
everybody's interest. So I think, because I was sharing earlier that what we are looking at is, very soon we are going to have DJ driven events like raves.
Like what Mr. Easy.
DJ and
it's coming.
It's coming.
That's the threat to the artist.
Exactly. So now the artists only have to be on stage if they are doing their own concert.
Yes, but it's coming.
That's also part of the idea. That's why I created a different state for DJs at EDM Festival.
Right.
So so that the DJs will become the stars of the night. That is the direction.
But the DJs are also complaining that they're not getting their worth. The hype men are also complaining they're not getting their worth. So how do we also, fix that? Because if we are complaining about the overcharging or the overpricing of the leaders of the Afrobeat sound, the DJs also saying that we're also superstars in a way, because if you guys are not on stage, we are keeping the crowd.
No, but I think eventually what will happen is, when the DJs realize that the artists are not being used and we are being used, they also become stars in a way. And then hype men also become stars in a way. Then they also stop pricing. You get it.
But Mensah, as a DJ over the years, what is it like with remuneration when it comes to DJs?
I complain a lot. It's one of the things that made me take a backseat a little bit when it comes to DJing, because when it comes to all these events, they will get the best dressmaker, they will get the best chef to do the food. When they are done with everything, then they go like, DJ. So we are always the last on the list. And then they go, budget na sound. The MCs are getting more money than some of the DJs, and it's a problem. I look at it like, we do MC Micah, how will he be able to talk? How is the party going to be good? So I've been fighting for that for like a long time, and I think it's one of the things that have to also change.
You have a question here. Someone says, ask DJ Mensah, how does Success Music handle event organizers out there with event promoters? I don't know if it's clear. He says, how does Success Music handle event organizers out there with event promoters outside? I don't know. Maybe I'm sure he's trying to find out what's the conversation like between Success Music and event promoters outside. Maybe they want to see you in more. I think the Jam Store was perhaps one of the, if not the most talked about tour for Sarkodie. Because the last time he did something like that was when he did what do you call it? Mary, he didn't go on tour. No pressure. He did. Right.
I think the last time we went on tour before this one was about 8 years ago.
8 years ago.
That was a long
so I'm
time,
sure the question is, what has been the conversations like, and what's changed with the Jam Store in terms of the promoters outside?
I mean, as an artist, you have to tour. It's one of the things, because I like to tour because this is.
So I just decided to just throw. I've been looking for that video. I don't know if you can bring it back for a second. So that's DJ Mensor. Go back. No, roll it back for a second. So that's.
Oh, that's
DJ Mensor. Where was this? I think it's in Amsterdam. I think we're with Bisa. Yeah, Amsterdam.
We went back right.
We went back right in
this video. Look at our tiny faces.
Right?
Y'all been doing the business for time, man.
So tiny.
Oh my God. Oh no. I'll look for this video. Oh, means I know my face what they look for. I'll look for this video. Satire.
Was this before or after the show?
No,
this was after the show. I think we had a day to stay. We were on a tour actually. We were touring.
I see.
Nice. And when
that's Bisa.
That's Bisa, yeah.
Right. So I think Mensah, you were saying something about the Jam Store.
Yeah. So I was saying that I like touring because again, this is where you are going to places and meeting the people that have been listening to your song. I don't like.
Okay, I'm sorry. The person says, do you involve yourself, or is a partnership kind of thing?
In terms of it's more of a partnership. Yeah, okay. Because we understand what
value for
value, more like it. So what venue are you using? We were particular about the venues, and because we didn't want to go back to all these places that when you go, Ghanaians promoters put you. So we're particular about the venue. Some are expensive. They talk to us about it. We also make sure that we reduce the price. I mean, not the price, because it's more of a tour. So it's not like fully charged event or something like that. You're taking care of the hotels, logistics and everything. And that was what it was.
All right. Our time is up. We have to run out of here, man.
Oh, we've done 5 minutes.
We've done now 60 plus minutes. But Mensah, thank you so very much. It's been good pulling you in here. And, I'll tell you something after the show that might excite you. But to the viewers, thank you so much for being with us on the show as well this morning. Don't forget, *959# can give you the chance to make some money today, being a Thursday, on the 590 mobile. DJ Mensah, so real quick, what's next for you?
What is next? Pitch is 5 years. So Pitch Lounge is a pop-up a pop-up event space. If you know where Grand Oyeman is, it's a car park. So it's something that I switch to as an event space for Christmas to host most of my events.
Wow.
So it's 5 years. I started 5 years ago. It's coming back this Christmas. So be there. If you don't know where Pitch Lounge is, it's opposite Silver Star or Grand Oyema. Just put Pitch Lounge in the map and it will bring you back.
Mensah, thank you so very much. On that note, we'll catch you all back here again tomorrow as we still talk music and business right here on Culture Daily, and we out.